Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Three Hammers. Me and Paul thought we'd get together just to keep the content coming out for you guys. It's been a really successful week for the channel, you know, nearly over 100 new subscribers, so close to 4K, which is fantastic. You know, it's really good, and appreciate you guys watching everything we put out. Yeah, this is just going to be sort of a summary of the week, you know, what's been going on. Obviously there's no matches to talk about, but there is. Do you feel there's a bit of like a negative vibe around the club at the minute, mate? Do you think like something desperately needs to happen, or are we just being impatient?
I think it's difficult, mate, because I think we're being a bit impatient, but it's understandable. You know, we need to remember the transfer window is not even open yet. Players are away on international duty. A load of players are on holiday. So you know, we need to be a little bit patient, but the reason why we're impatient is because how many times have we seen it all before?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, we've seen it all before, where people will go, "Oh, well, you know, transfer window's not open yet. Wait until next week." And then next week comes, and go, "Oh, well, it's only the first week of the window. Players are on holiday. Wait till next week." And then the next week comes, "Oh, well, you know, deals are probably still being sorted out. Wait till the week after." Oh, then it's the last week of the window. We get better value, and then we don't sign anyone. Yeah, so we've seen it before.
I think that's what it is. I think, you know, we just. For me as well, it's the West Ham thing of when do we ever have two good seasons in a row like we've just had? And I'll tell you, probably in our history, mate, I bet we've never had three good seasons in a row. Do you know what I mean? And it's how we finished the season as well. You know, the form wasn't great. I don't know. I'm nervous. I trust David Moyes. And we'll go on to the first bit of the conversation, mate, about the striker thing. I think we touched a little bit last time we spoke. You know, there's more come out that he said, you know, he's not interested in a marquee striker, and ex-West Ham employees transfer update this morning said that we're not interested in Watkins and your Calvert-Lewins and people like that at 40, 50 million. He's more interested in a Dennis, a Brozier and players like that. So what do you think about
that? I mean, I don't mind that, you know, I don't mind that as long as we sign a striker. You know, if we sign a Brozier or a Dennis, I don't mind that. I
think Brozier's still quite a marquee signing, actually.
Yeah, I would say so. Did see rumours we're apparently trying to sign a young striker from League One in France. It's probably going to be that kind of striker. I don't mind that as long as we sign a striker.
Someone.
Really, we need two. Do you know what I mean? And I know we went in on him last week on Antonio. And I keep seeing the same thing. And again, I saw this morning, I was scrolling through Knees Up Mother Brown, and people were saying, "Oh, but he's one of the most effective strikers in the league. He scored the most goals of it, apart from Harry Kane, the last two seasons that are actual strikers, not including wingers like Salah and Son." Okay, but again, he's the only one. What if he gets injured? What if he doesn't have the same form? He's getting older. You know, like we can't rely on Antonio to play 50 games a season. We need somebody, and we need someone. Not we. There needs to be levels. So yeah, okay. We don't want to spend 45, 50 million on a striker. Fair enough, but we can't go getting rubbish that Moyes is never going to play, like Vlasic and Krau either. There needs to be a middle point there.
Yeah, and again, I'm not sitting here going, "Oh yeah, you have to go and buy a 50 million pound striker," because that don't mean success. Look at Hollah. You know, Hollah, it didn't work out. 40 million. Anderson, 40 million, didn't quite work out. But buy someone for Jesus Christ. We can't do it again. We can't. On that, mate, obviously Sonny Perkins, mate, you know, someone who looks like he's going to be leaving the club. That's another striker, like you say, mate. So if he leaves the club, not that he was really used.
Second choice striker at the club, mate. I don't know why he's going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. What do you make on that?
I mean, he's out of contract. It seems to me like, I mean, I don't think it can be down to playing time, because he's played in the Premier League, he's played in Europe, and he's only just turned 18.
Yeah.
So
to do with money, apparently.
It's probably to do with money, which means it's probably to do with agents. I'm guessing we're not offering him as much as he thinks he can get elsewhere. So fair enough. If he wants to go, let him go. You know, I did see a lot of people saying this. When was the last time we released a young player that we've regretted?
It's true, mate. It's true, and as much as that's a David Gold comment that as well. When it look at the youngsters we've released and what have they gone on to do.
But
It's
there's
a fair
truth
point.
in it. Yeah,
it's a fair point, mate. And I'm Gold and Sullivan's critic. You know what I mean? But it is a fair point. If they were good enough, they would be in. They would be playing. I know Joe Cole is one of the best he's seen, though. One of the best strikers he'd seen.
I mean, so was Freddie Sears. You just don't know,
Tony
and
Martinez,
again,
or the Beku.
Exactly. If we wanted to keep him, if he was that good, if he was the next Wayne Rooney or the next Michael Owen, then we'd pay him the money. Do you know what I mean? If the coaches and Moyes don't think he's that level and they don't think he's going to break through, then let him go.
So be it. Just going to the first comment there. Sometimes I wish we only had CFAX to go by. Social media makes it a lot less tolerant for how long it takes to sign someone. I agree. Yeah, on CFAX you just used to learn about when it happened, didn't you? You didn't know about all the build up and all the stuff that was going on. Yeah, it looks like a guard though, mate. Like you say, you've seen rumours, I've seen it as well. It looks like it's more or less done. I think it's just the final little, crossing the I's and T's. We spoke about him the other day. Good first signing. That's what we need. Just a little. It's a lift, then, isn't it? It's a lift. It's like, okay, yeah, right, well done. We've got that in.
Yeah, first one through the door, and then it's a matter of continuing that on. But yeah, brilliant to see. From the sounds of things, he's pretty much done. I've heard that he's already had photos taken with a new shirt. And they're probably waiting for the kit reveal. I did see the West Ham post this morning.
Yeah, I think it's next week. I think it'll be next week.
So I think they're waiting for the kit reveal, and then they'll announce him at the same time. It sounds like Areola is done, and Ogbonna is extended, which we kind of said we expected a couple of weeks ago because otherwise we would have announced they're gone. Yeah, that's a really good start. If we sign Aguerd, we make Areola permanent. That's a really good start, but it's just a start. It's just a start.
It relaxes us a bit, doesn't it? It's like, okay, we are going to get something done. Ballon Dawson, great name. Do we need a centre half? Yeah, we do. We've got a guard, wherever you pronounce it. I would expect Diop maybe to go now, or Dawson, like you say, mate. If he wants to go back up north, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think. Well, like you say, the rumours that Dawson wants to go back up north. Diop, I don't see us selling Diop. I don't, unless we get a really good offer. I don't see it, because if Dawson does go, and like I say, it sounds like Ogbonna's staying on for another year, that would then give us Zuma and Aguerd first two, and then you've got Diop and Zuma backup. I mean, that sounds decent to me. You don't want to risk having a similar situation that we had this year. You can't let Diop go, and then we've only got 3 centre halves. Do you know what I mean? So, to be honest, I would be happy enough if we didn't lose any centre halves. I would love it if Dawson stayed and Diop stayed, and then we've got a real good solid base.
You've got to expect one to go though, surely.
I mean,
kind of 5. You really
no,
think
I would expect one to go, but it'd be nice if one.
And then maybe Alessi gets Alessi might get promoted, or Baptiste, one of them might get a bit of a chance going forward. Peter says, with the last few games and the last window in mind, it's difficult to get excited, to let alone get. Yeah, it's true, mate. It's true. We're just, as a West Ham fans over these years, and you know what else, mate? This is a good way to move on to that, actually. With the fact that Sullivan and Gold will probably sell at this point next year, is there any incentive for them to spend any money? But also, what do you make of Kretinsky? I know we'll probably talk about this when the transfer window closes, and it's not fair to fully judge him. But how big a window is it for someone like Kretinsky as well?
Yeah, I mean, if you're in and you're in his shoes, yeah, obviously Sullivan and Gold don't want to spend anything. Why would they want to spend any money now? The club is set to be sold at a set price. Doesn't matter what happens now; they'll get their money, whatever happens. So from their point of view, I don't see them wanting to put any money in at all. But yeah, for Kretinsky, it's a case of, oh well, if he doesn't put any money in now, and if we don't sign anyone, then the club, when he actually does take over, if he takes over, he's in a worse position and needs even more rebuilding. Do you know what I mean?
And also, mate, you flash forward 12 months. I honestly expect Rice and Bowen to get sold next summer.
Yeah. Rice, yeah. Bowen, we'll see.
And then, like you say, mate, if you've not prepared and sorted those problems out, we're not going to get a Calvin Phillips, but like even like a Basuma, for example, to get him ready for when Rice goes, and a good player to when Bowen goes, we're going to be in a really bad position potentially in a year's time. That's what my worries are. That I know it's really pessimistic because we've come back off the 2 best seasons that we've had as West Ham fans, but that is what could happen.
No, of course it is, yeah, and like you say, mate, history means that we're worried for a reason. But yeah, I mean, it is a big summer for the club, and like you say, mate, next season, if we don't get it right this season, next season, the next summer window could be an absolute nightmare. So yeah, we need to get it right, and we need to get it right now.
Yeah. Let's go through a couple of comments here. A left back is a priority for me. I agree. I think you read something, mate, that Masuaku's going to be gone as well. Cresswell, started showing his weaknesses, hasn't he? Last couple of years.
Yeah.
I can't name who though. I can't name who that left back will be, but I do agree we definitely need one.
Yeah. No, 100%. Masuaku's not a left back. Never has been a left back. Like I say, it sounds like he's the one that's going to be moved on. And Cresswell's targeted every game. Every game. He's been a brilliant player for us. Brilliant player, but he this last season he wasn't contributing as much going forward. He's not great defending anymore. We definitely need a left back. And if we get an actual left back in, I really want that to free up whoever we're playing on the left side of midfield. If we're playing Fornals or Benrahma there, you don't want their main job to be covering the left back.
Yeah, so to be in the back of their mind, like Bowen does his work, doesn't he, on the right-hand side defensively, but it's not his main focus in a game.
Yeah, whereas, at times we've seen Fornals playing left wing back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it'd be amazing to get an actual proper a good left back in, and then and that sort of frees up the left side a little bit. That would be nice as well.
Striker should be the priority. It says football memes of the month. Peter says, see how Bowen gets on for England. Do you think he'll play tonight, or do you think he'll? I think he'll get a chance over the 4 games, and I think he's going to score as well. I think he's going to score a goal.
Do I think he'll play tonight? I don't know. I agree with you. I definitely think he will get a chance. He definitely will get a chance. It'd be interesting to see. It's great to see Bowen, Rice. It gives me a reason to be interested in England.
Mate, I said it, mate. People know on this chat. I know you're wearing your England shirt today, which I've never ever seen. From
2007, yeah.
Yeah, it makes you proud as a West Ham fan to see your players playing. For years, mate, one of the main reasons we disliked the England team for so many years was because, we've seen players overlooked. I always say it, Joe Cole, mate, he never got picked for England. Day signed for Chelsea, didn't even play for Chelsea yet, got picked for England.
Yeah.
And then, now, credit to Southgate, he actually picks players on merit rather than, just because you play for a sexy club. I heard we might bid 8.4 million for Bayo. Yeah, I heard a Bayo. I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, I believe that is the French league guy, isn't it? The one you was touched on a little bit earlier. Listen, I don't care as long as we sign up. When we say Bayo, some people will go ooh, but remember Diafra Sakho. I know it didn't work out for him quite right at the end, but that French league, mate, they have got some good players that come through that are a little bit unknown.
Of course, they have. Yeah. The other one that I've seen rumored was what's his name, Terrier.
Oh yeah.
Who's Aguirre's teammate, isn't he?
Yeah.
Who looks really good. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Like I say, as long as we bring in a decent striker, I'll be happy.
Yeah. Luke, don't worry about next summer. We still have to navigate this summer. 5 or 6 definitely leaving. No more Nobles. Still need a striker. This summer is crucial. Exactly. But that's why I'm sort of, hypothetically saying that if we don't get it right this summer, next summer is going to be even worse. That's why it's so important this summer. Centre midfielders are a priority for me. We now only have Rice and Soucek. We need at least 2. That's a good way to go on. What else did you read today? Was there something about Jesse Lingard as well?
Yeah. So
on that, I know we talk about it. We'll probably be talking about it still September.
Let me see. So what was I reading? Ogbonna extending. Lingard coming in left back and a left winger. Young centre forwards. Under 23s promoted. So I think Coventry, talking about centre mids, I think Coventry's one that's looked to be being promoted, and Okaflex.
Yeah,
well.
We've been wanting to see him, haven't we? We've been talking about him.
Lingard, yeah. If he comes in again, we spoke about this last week. If he comes in, it needs to be at the right wage. It needs to be at the right money. We can't bring Lingard in at 180 grand a week. That's ridiculous. No. To be honest, even like the 120 grand a week, 10 million signing on fee. I don't know.
The thing is, I know, we've discussed it so many times, mate. You've said it all the time. He's not going to have the same impact that he had last time, but he is without doubt a starter for West Ham United if we sign him.
Yeah,
he starts, and he improves our team.
Yeah, and that would be, your left-sided again. Bring in a decent left back, and then you've got Lingard sort of free to do what he does on the left. You've got Bowen on the right. Fornals maybe through the middle, and then Antonio / new striker up front. Sounds good. It sounds promising. Yeah, like I say, Lingard, I won't be. I'll be happy if he signs at the right kind of money, but it won't bother me if he don't sign.
I agree. I agree, mate. I agree. If he signs, brilliant. It's a player that we know Moyes likes, and we know at least he's going to bloody play him. You know what I mean? Like Vlasic and Kraull didn't even get like a little shot. At least we know Lingard comes in, he starts. But yeah, I don't know. And the problem is who else is there? Like, is Moyes so self-obsessed with him that he won't move on to another player? And that's another situation altogether, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing as well. If we are going to bring Lingard in, we will know if he's interested or not by now. We'll know already. He's obviously been released by Man United. He's a free agent. If he's coming, get it done. Don't muck about. Don't do the usual Sullivan. We'll wait until the last day of the window and save 4 weeks' wages. Just get it done. Just do it. Get him in. Get it done.
Yeah. Quickly jump in the comments again. We need to sign a few first-teamers, but also players with potential who are happy to be squad players and not happy with Moyes not taking Adam Hoyzek when the fee was so low. Anything on that, mate?
Yeah, again, we kind of touched on it. I mean, if we wanted him, we would have got him. You can only assume we didn't want him. Yeah. So maybe that'll be one we turn out to regret. I don't know. But yeah, I think, like I say, if we wanted him, we would have got him. So we clearly Moyes didn't want him.
Get Dybala on a free transfer.
What do me, mate? Did you see there was an 11 out of contract?
I do want to do like that. I did a video on him the other day, actually. That Tolisso from Bayern Munich. I think he'd be fantastic in our midfield. I don't know what sort of wages he's on, but
Sky's like out of contract 11. You had
Chiellini,
Dybala. It was. I'm just thinking of the forwards. You had Dybala, Suarez, Bale, Dembele. Like older players apart from Dybala and Dembele, but wow, yeah, you'd have to destroy the wage structure, but there's some good players there.
Yeah, no, it's mad, isn't it? It's mad. I've heard that Chiellini's going to go to America.
Obviously. Yeah, he'll go to America. I just hope the Dybala don't go Tottenham.
Please God. I think I've read. Where did I read that he might go? I think it's. I think I read like someone like Roma or someone like that. I think I read. Yeah. I don't think my mental health can take another year of Mikel Antonio at front. Well, I'm glad that someone agrees with me and you, mate, because every time me and you dig him out, the comments just go, how dare you disrespect a legend? And what was it? Because I said a really controversial comment last week that the worst thing he ever done was break Paolo Di Canio's record. And someone in the comments wrote, I think that's really harsh, Luke. I think that's sour grapes on your part because, you love Paolo Di Canio. I just can't take it another year, mate. I can't do it.
Yeah, again, not denying how good he's been and he's done really well. And yes, you can show all the statistics in the world. Oh, he's been the most effective striker in the league that we could get, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, okay. And again, like I say, that's fine. But he's literally the only striker at the club. So if he breaks down, or he gets injured, or he does what he did last season, like he did last season, and he doesn't score for 12 games or whatever it is. You know, we can't. Mate. Yeah, we can't rely on a 32-year-old, 33-year-old Mikel Antonio. Yeah, we can't rely on him. And no, we need to see that change now.
Yeah. Lingard, 6 million signing on fee and 110 grand a week. Yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. Yeah,
that's a good deal, mate. Yeah. Morning. How many players do we need to bring in to make you happy? If it's only 4, then what do we march?
Do we march? Do we? Do you mean do we?
Oh, okay. Then what do we march? I get what you're saying. Yeah, I get what you're saying there. Well, you know, goalkeeper hopefully he's already done, so that would have been 1. A defender in Lingard is 2. 1 or 2 centre midfielders, a left back, a left winger, and a striker. At least 7. If you wanted a perfect window, it'd be 7.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're talking. Yeah, definitely. You need, centre mid, left wing, striker, centre half, goalkeeper, left back. Yeah, I mean, you're talking bare minimum of 6 minimum.
Like I said, look how many we've lost.
Yeah,
Yarmolenko, Masuaku's going, Noble's going, Krau. There was a couple of others I couldn't remember who they are now, top of my head. Vlasic may go. It looks like Benrahma. What do you reckon with him? Is that another one in, one out situation? If he was to go, that would free up the chance to sign someone else. I don't know whether he'll stay or not. I don't know.
I don't know. I think it depends. I think it depends on Brentford. I think if Brentford come in for him, I think he'll go. I think he'll go back there. But again, if Benrahma's a really frustrating player. I said a lot of last season that I don't think he's good enough. I don't think he's not intelligent enough football-wise for us. He takes an extra touch. He doesn't let pass when he needs to pass. It takes too long to release the ball. But then again, look what we were saying about Bowen at the start of the year.
Exactly, mate. Exactly.
So he could come on. Like I say, sign a proper left back, free him up on that left side. Maybe we'll see a different player. I don't know. But he's another one where, I wouldn't be disappointed if he left. But yeah, like you say, mate, then you're talking, how many players are we talking about losing? We need an entirely new squad.
Yeah, mate. And you know what happens when you bring in too many at once, it can take a long time for a team to gel. We know that, Moyes likes these tight, near 18 players. If you're losing 7 or 8 of them, it's hard to, get that camaraderie back in the team. If Lingard wanted to sign, it would have happened by now.
I think with Lingard, I think again, literally the window's not open yet. He's been released. I'm guessing he's probably on holiday right now.
Yeah, he may still have, 2 or 3 weeks left on his contract as well. I assume they run up to like the 30th of June or something like that.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be panicking just yet. But yeah, no, I agree. If he's going to come, he needs to come early. He needs to come at the start of the window. I don't want to see us mucking about, holding on for him. And then we're like, oh, we didn't sign anyone else because we were waiting for Lingard and he ends up signing for Newcastle. So yeah, if he's coming, he needs to come early. But I don't think it's that point just yet.
That's another free transfer. Pogba as well. Not that I would have Pogba. Yeah. I can't stand him. But that's another free transfer. Lingard has hardly played for a year and wants 180 grand a week. Don't blame him for not signing at the end of last season, but we should move on now, in my opinion. We'll see what happens, mate. We'll see what happens.
I agree.
Got to rumble on.
Yeah, I agree, James, though, especially at that kind of money, move on, let it go. As someone said earlier, 6 mil signing on 110 a week, I think that's reasonable. But yeah, for the money that's been bandied about, no way.
Yeah. If you sign 5 players, who would you sign? Let's be realistic with it as well, not, Dybala, Messi. Do you know what I mean? Realistic, who would you like to sign, mate? As a striker, I think Broja I would really like, actually. And
I would as well.
I know that's a
I would.
question there, so I'll just put that up. That is a question. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely like to sign him as a striker. Absolute dream world, Jonathan David.
Yeah.
He's a young striker from the French league, but he's not going to be cheap. So striker. I would definitely like Broja. Goalkeeper, hopefully we've got sorted with Areola. Aguerd coming in centre back. Sweet, happy with that.
Left back, I don't know. There's a few out there, there's a few out there, but I couldn't, I'd love Rico Emery for Brentford as well. I think he's really good.
Yeah, he would be. But he's another one where he's very, very good going forward. He's not necessarily the best defensive player. So if you said 5, right? So there we've got striker, goalkeeper, centre half. Needs to be a left back. And then where does that number 5 position go? Do you go for centre mid? You go for a left wing?
Mid, doesn't it? It has to be centre mid, and you'd have to assume that, say, someone like Lingard comes in on a free for the left. And centre mid, I think that should be the worldy position where we're buying, a Basuma. We're not going to get Phillips, but a Calvin Phillips, a Ward Price. That is where, or Conor Gallagher, for example. But here's one for you, mate. Would you accept? And again, it wouldn't be publicised, but let's just say hypothetical, that Chelsea done some sort of a deal with us that, you have Conor Gallagher this year and you have Broja, but we get first dibs on Declan Rice in the summer next year. Would you take that deal? And, say they agree a fee of, I don't know, 100 million or whatever.
I would.
I think I would as well. I think I would as well.
Because realistically, Rice is going to go anyway. So you might as well get something back now for it. Do you know what I mean? And
I think that's where he will end up as well. I do think he will end up at Chelsea.
I was just going to say, if he is going to go, he's probably going to end up at Chelsea.
Yeah.
So I would do that deal. I would. Yeah, get him you get 2 good players in, a potential replacement and a striker that we need.
And it's done sort of quietly as well.
And
so the 100 million comes in, and we can buy some players next summer. Bit like what Aston Villa did before Grealish went. No one knew definitely whether he was going or not. Yeah, no, it's hard. Like I say, it's hard, but we have to think that way because he is going to go. Let's not kid ourselves, West Ham fans. Yeah, he will go next summer. Declan Rice, 100% go. Literally couldn't have picked a worse summer to try and pick up a good striker. Every man and his dog is after one this year. Moyes dropped the ball last summer. And in January as well.
Yeah.
What about Rafinha, mate? Price has been named 55 million. Rumours that Barcelona are not prepared to pay 55. Should we?
We won't.
No, but should we?
He's a brilliant player. He's a player I'd love to see come in. And this is a situation where I would only sign him if we thought Bowen was going to be leaving next year. Because otherwise, you can't play him and Bowen. So
he's right winger, isn't he?
As a Bowen replacement, fantastic, brilliant. But like I say, I would only want to sign him if we knew that Bowen was going to be leaving, and obviously no one wants to see Bowen go.
No, not at all, mate. But again, another one. If he has a fantastic World Cup, sort of announces himself over the next few days, you've got to be thinking that he might go as well, mate. Longjello should be bought through. Obviously, left back, Longjello. What do you reckon on Broja? We've answered that one. Left wing, Lewis Potter or Mwembo? I like that Mwembo. He's a Brentford guy and he's a good player.
Apparently, we're not in for Lewis Potter.
No, I'm a bit gutted with that. I think that could be like another one of them Maddison ones that we miss out on. With Bowen, we actually went out and got one, and Bowen's already tripled his value, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? 20 million, what's he worth? 60, 70 million if he scores a goal for England in the next couple of days. Hi, lads, you okay? I am okay, but I'm not looking forward to going back to work on Monday. Benny is a good sub for fresh leg. That's always worth. Wow, from Peter.
This is a surprise, mate.
This guy is one of our friends. He's the first one to absolutely slate Benrahma rotten. So for him to actually say he's a good sub, you're moving on. You're moving on. Oh, yes, I forgot to say this, mate. I see Tevez has finally retired after his dad has passed away. Let's have a little bit of Tevez. Let's have a little bit of nostalgia on Carlos, mate. Cult hero. He's not a legend, obviously.
Yeah, of course he's a cult hero. And it for me, yes, 100% he's a cult hero. If ever there's a player that you could argue against, it's Carlos Tevez, because he only turned up for 6 games at the end of one season and then he left. But I think that for the impact that he had in those last few games was massive. People will say, "Oh, he kept us up."
He appreciated the fans, mate, as well.
That's what I was going to say, mate. So that's for me. That's why he's held in such regard, because, like you say, the relationship with the fans. He appreciated the fans. He respected the fans. I think he respected what the club was about. Yes, he left straight away. He left after one season. Every time he came back, and people will slag this off and say, it's an empty gesture. Maybe it is, but it counts. Do you know what I mean?
No, but we've seen him turn up recently as well. He turned up for Mark Noble's thing the other day, didn't he, when he was in the stadium for that? Again, at the time, can you blame him, mate? We should, let's be realistic, we shouldn't have signed him anyway.
No, he's one of the best strikers in the world.
At the time, yeah, he was 22 years old, one of the best prospects in the world.
Yeah, look what he went on to do. Look what he went on to do.
Yeah.
So, no, obviously, you can't blame him for leaving. Of course you can't. But yeah, for me, cult hero, definitely. Like I say, I know there will be a lot of fans that disagree with that. And I think they've got a good point as well. I think he is definitely one of those players where you sit on the fence and it could go either way. But no, for me, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, great, mate. Duncan says, hi, mate. Peter says, I do love Pogba, but I'd take him so we have a second striker. We've got to give him about 800 grand a week, mate. That's probably what he'll be looking for.
Yeah, I don't know if Pogba's ever played up front either, mate.
Yeah, I think he'll go PSG, Pogba.
Yeah, I think so. It's a weird one. I saw someone say this as well the other day. Like, apart from at Juventus, Pogba's never really done anything.
He was good in the World Cup, and I like France and that. In the France team, he is different. He's different in that France team. I don't know why. Maybe because he's got better midfielders around him, and he don't have to do as much work. I don't know. International football's slower as well.
Man United is a disaster as well. It's a disaster zone. But it'd be interesting to see. It wouldn't surprise me at all if he does go to PSG and becomes one of the best midfielders in the world.
Yeah, he probably will, mate. Yeah, he probably will. I didn't read that comment. Sorry. Villa signed another player this morning. They're not messing about. But Villa did this last year as well. They signed Bailey. They signed Buendia. They signed Ollie Watkins. Who had the better season, West Ham or them? It's not always, look, they've signed loads of players. They're showing some intent, which is good, but it don't mean anything until you play football with them. Morning. Zinchenko, there's a good one, mate. Yeah, what'd you make of that? But again,
I'll tell you what, I would sign him to play as on the left side of midfield. And he can play in the middle as well.
The other day, yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely sign him to play left wing or in attacking midfield, which is where he plays internationally. He's not a left back. He's not a left back.
No. He's another one a bit lightweight, isn't he?
He's just not a left back.
Well, there's a reason Cancelo was played there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. City can play him there because they don't need their fullbacks to be defending. He's a midfielder. He's an attacking midfielder, and I would definitely sign him for that.
That is ridiculous, actually. Just think that Man City, they probably have the best left back and right back, and it's the same guy. Cancelo. You know what I mean? He's just so good. We should go all out for Ollie Watkins. Again, apparently that's been ruled out today, mate. 40-50 million price tag. Dave Sullivan has an heart attack, anything over 15 million. Hi, Acid. I hope you're well. We should get a good sorted today. It probably is already done, mate, but it's just like what Paul was saying earlier. New shirt comes out, I think, next week. There's already emails going out about the new shirt. I don't know whether you got one, mate, saying,
I did, yeah.
Pre-order or whatever it is. So, yeah, I reckon there'll be some special video with him or something. I've just got to go through the comments, then we're going to wrap it up today, guys. I read that Chelsea are interested in Bowen. Doesn't surprise me.
Who do they play on the right? They play Ziyech, don't they?
Yeah, Hakim Ziyech. Yeah, and
he's not better than Ziyech.
I don't know, but I don't know. My mate, who's a Chelsea fan, he doesn't really rate him. Like he always says, he's not that great. Like,
would you swap? There's a question. Would you swap?
No, I don't think I would. I don't think I would.
Ziyech is only what? He's only 21, isn't he?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. No, I don't think I would. I think he'd be another frustrating player. A bit like Ben Rama, but obviously better than Ben Rama.
What about for the left?
Though.
I was just going to say, what about Pulisic for the left?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind him, mate. Yeah, I wouldn't mind him. He's a good player. Quick, direct. It might be Emmanuel Dennis on that left-hand side. I think that might happen, that one. I just pray we don't sell Dex Brown and Soucek and they keep the money to fill their pockets before they go. Yeah, what about Soucek, mate? That's another one? Do you think he might go?
He might, from the sounds of things. And this isn't only happening now. This has been going on for a while now, where the rumours that, he's not happy with his contract.
Does he deserve 125 grand a week now, mate? Does he deserve pay rise on last season's performance?
No.
No, I don't think so either. But I don't want us to sell him.
No, again, it's another weird one. It's a weird situation to be in for the club because I'm sure the club don't want to sell Soucek. I'm sure they don't want to sell him. But if he's asking for that 120, 125 grand a week, we can't pay him that. No. Not after last season. We can't pay him that. It'd be crazy.
I don't know what he's on. No, I don't know. He's 60 or whatever. So I think you could give him 80, 85.
I don't think he deserves a new contract after last season. He didn't have the best season. I don't think he deserves it. I think it's a weird one for his agent to be pushing, unless they've been told that another club wants to come in.
If you did sell him, then what sort of value would you be looking? What would be West Ham go? Okay, yeah, go on, you can.
I reckon you
40.
Yeah, 40 mil.
45.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah. And again, we've doubled our money, but I don't want to see him go. I don't. It's a weird one. It's a really weird situation, this one. Like I said, I don't think he deserves the contract, though. I really don't. It'd be interesting to see what the comments say in a minute. Bowen going nowhere unless we get 65, 70 million. Yeah, I'll think about that 65 mark. If Bowen does well for England, we're going to be swamped with rumours about who's interested. The only thing is, mate, if he does well for England, that puts 10, 15 million on his price tag, so it's good for us. Rice will not go if we turn ourselves into a top four team, and we haven't. And we have it in us to do it with some good signings that Moyes will do.
I don't agree with that, mate. I think Rice will go anyway. Even if we're challenging top four, Rice wants to be winning the Champions League. And winning the Premier League. He doesn't want to be challenging, trying to get into the top four.
I think he would stay if we finish top four and give us 1 year in the Champions League, but then he would go.
I think the problem with that is then you're talking 2 years down the line and his contract's running out.
Yeah, but then he might think, oh, you know what, 1 more year and then they have to sell me for 50 million or whatever.
Well, there you go. That's the risk, isn't it? That's the risk. If it gets to that point...
Next summer is the last summer that we can get big money for him, really, isn't it?
Yeah. If it gets to that point, he's not going to be staying because he wants to stay at West Ham. He'll be staying thinking, I could run down my contract here and get £50 million signing on fee somewhere.
500 grand a week or whatever, yeah.
So, no, I don't agree with that, mate, unfortunately. I love Rice, love Declan Rice.
Oh, yeah, mate, yeah. And he's done nothing against West Ham fans.
No. And don't hold it against him whatsoever. But we see the interviews, mate. He doesn't want to be challenging for top four. He wants to be winning.
But you can see his frustration. You can see, in my opinion, I don't know what you think. You could see last year, mate, how much he wants to do it at West Ham, but it just ain't going to happen. I think he would love to do it at West Ham. He would love it, mate.
But there's literally no way that West Ham can put a team together. Yeah, we could probably put a team together to challenge top four, but we can't put a team together to challenge the league. We can't put a team together to challenge the Champions League, and that's what he wants, and that's where he wants to be. And fair play to him, he deserves that. He's good enough for it.
Oh, easy, mate. Easily good enough. Tevez only turned up at the end of the season because he wanted to move. I was looking at a good stats. His passing is the most forward passing for any centre half, I believe, in Europe as well. That is, mate. What's your thoughts of selling Soucek? As we've discussed that, mate. I hope you've watched that. Hi, boys. I'm not a West Ham fan, but do tune into the pods. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. From the outside, you said David Sullivan has a heart attack over 15 million, Zuma 35, Vlasic 30, Benrahma 25. That's a good point.
I would have thought that was a bit of a joke because we have spent money. We have spent money. You could add.
It's more of a joke that 50 million he'll put a 50 million bid in for a player knowing that it's going to get turned down. Like he could go, we put 90 million bid in for a prime Messi 2-3 years ago, knowing that it sounds amazing. God, wow, West Ham bidding 90 million. But he knows it's never ever going to get accepted.
Yeah. But you do, I mean, the thing is when you look at those, I mean, did we didn't pay 30 million pounds for Fornals, or maybe euros. Maybe euros. You could have Felipe Anderson.
23.
You could have Felipe Anderson to that list as well. We have spent money, but a lot of the times,
not wisely,
we haven't spent it wisely, or we've gone out and signed Haller for 45 million pound, and then we haven't signed anyone else to play around him.
Yeah,
so it's kind of a balance, but fair point.
It's a fair point, mate. Yeah, no, it's a fair point. I don't get the hate for the owners. They spend a ridiculous amount of money. How can you say they have a heart to over 50 million? It's so hard, mate, to really go into it. But like you say, the 15 million thing, it was said in jest as a joke, because I don't know whether you know about West Ham to a T, but when West Ham put a bid in, it usually goes on and on and on and on, because David Sullivan is trying to pay £1 a month for a player. So he'll go, we'll pay 30 million for a player, but we'll pay 5 million a month or 5 million a year when a club wants all the money paid up front. And we've seen so many deals stall because of that. Took us from our spiritual home as well, if you want to, go into real detail about it. Yeah, anything more on that, mate, on your side of that?
I mean, there's probably plenty. If you want a good insight into the history of West Ham, mate, and why West Ham fans hate the owners, there's plenty of videos on this channel.
Yeah.
You can take a look through. It's not just the money side of things. There's a lot more to it than that. They've spent occasionally on a player or two, but they don't do it consistently. As Luke says, they moved us from Upton Park, promising the world. Some people might argue, well, they've started to deliver now. How much of that is down to them? How much of that is down to the team and to David Moyes? The owners are not the most favourite people, mate. They're not the most favourite people.
I'll tell you the only credit I will give them, mate, in the recent last 2 years is that they brought David Moyes back. And, and we said it at the time, mate, over the last 2 years, in spite of them, has been our success in the last 2 years, in my opinion. In spite of them. Right, last few comments, guys. So just get your last few comments in. Me and Paul are going to wrap up. We was only meant to go for half hour. Soucek played a lot of games out of position. It's true. Bowen for 20, a Jetty for 12.
That's good signing, isn't it?
That's absurd amount of money to be spent.
I mean, it's not really, mate. And this is another thing as well. You're saying it's an absurd amount of money spent, but West Ham have made an insane amount of money. Again, this comes down to the stadium move. We're paying peanuts on rent for the stadium. We haven't got any of those outgoings. Since we moved, our outgoings have been slashed dramatically. The amount of money that we're bringing in is insane. And you're talking about 20 mil, 12 mil, it's not a lot of money. Like we're always promised, we've got 100 mil to spend this season. We've sold, when we sold Haller, we sold Felipe Anderson. We've got 100 mil to spend, but then we don't spend it. We're going to save it for the next window. And then the next window comes and all of a sudden we ain't got any money. We need to sell to buy. Where did that money go? Where's it gone? And then the same thing happens window after window.
I'll tell you another thing, mate, as well, just come to my mind there. About those players, Haller's, Anderson's, mate, for years, probably only the last 2 years, we didn't have a scout at the football club. So it's okay, we can all go, if you had 100 million, go, wee, see who it sticks to. There was no method in the players we're signing, like exactly what you're saying about Haller, mate. Yeah, brilliant sign. I was buzzing when we signed him, like, whoa, yeah, one of the good young strikers coming through in the league. But if you ain't got Rebic and who was the other one, Kostic, on the other side playing with him, it was never going to work. Where at least with David Moyes now, whether he's spending big or little, there's an actual idea behind who we're trying to sign. What we got? About 10 comments. Soucek has played nearly every game. You have to blame Moyes for bringing in Krau and not
Oh
playing.
yeah, mate. We're not like we said. We don't want to sell him, and we've defended him massively. That's what we've said that continuously over the last couple of weeks. Soucek, he didn't have a good season, but that's probably down to how much football he's played. You're right, mate. He needs a rest, and I completely agree. What was the point in bringing Krau in, not playing him? Why didn't he utilize Noble more? We could have. We had options there. No, I agree with that, mate. No, we don't want to sell Soucek. No. I don't think any of us want to sell him. Just saying he hasn't done enough to deserve that massive contract.
Hackett says fair enough. I'm not a West Ham fan, so not as clued up.
No, I appreciate the comments, mate.
I love when opposition fans come in. It's great. It's always great. Is Moyes the right man to make us title contender? We're never going to be.
The only way we become title
contenders never have been.
If we get taken over by like some Saudi billionaire, maybe, but there's no man can make us title contenders, mate. Not unless we have an unbelievable
have a fluky Leicester season. And I don't want to call it fluky, they did well that year. I don't think anyone can get past Man City or Liverpool. They're on another planet. But then Liverpool are losing a few players this year. A few going, and they're slightly aging. Didn't mean to sound hostile, just speaking as an outsider looking in. As I say, love the channel. Keep up the good work. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Right, last comment, unless any come in. Moyes stats, 2 years in the top 7, 2 years in Europe, scored every single home game this season, European Cup semi-final, never dropped below 9th all season. I didn't know that. And that's the man's a legend.
I was one of the most critical people with David Moyes. He won me over massively, and he's the best manager that I think in my lifetime.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But he's not faultless. He's not.
No. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Like using a sub, stubborn with players.
Don't exactly leave subs too late. Differing days
rather than spotting the danger. It can be take too long to react. Sometimes.
Let's not pretend he's like, Carlo Ancelotti sort of levels. But definitely, like I say, he's the best West Ham manager that I think in my lifetime. No doubt about it.
I have to agree with on Soucek. Soucek does want to play DM. Let him play box to box. If I have to see another room, I will die and bang my head against the wall. Can we just sign someone, please? Okay, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. No more comments. Apologies if I don't read your comment when it comes out. Thank you so much. Me and Paul will try and do these weekly. Look back on the news over the week as we go. Obviously, I think the fixtures are out next week. So we can talk about that. It's either next week or the week after, so we can have a look at that. Look out for our cup final against Tottenham. Until next time, guys, thank you so much. Please hit that subscribe button. 240 now. 240 for 4K. We want to hit that before the start of next season. Come on, you irons. Keep believing. Let's go.
Cheers.